All right, music fans and others, welcome. Harmless Dave here. Not talking about music in this episode. I'm just going to talk about what happened last night over the Potomac River because it's a big deal. And already conspiracy theorists are going crazy. Now, I'm okay with a good conspiracy theory. All right. People know me from 2020, 2021. Um, First of all, I don't believe any of that was conspiracy theory. I was 100% right. I've been proven right over and over again, and it's just the people that want to not acknowledge that I was right about that stuff. All right. And I don't look for conspiracy theories, but this plane crash that happened, I'm going to say this. The focus really needs to be on that Black Hawk helicopter and why it was in the flight path of this American Airlines plane. So if you didn't hear all the details, which I'm sure you've probably gotten your news from somebody, hopefully you got your news from somebody who wasn't biased or was making assumptions about budget cuts or some ridiculous thing, which I guess we're going to probably hear about in the days ahead because, we are so polarized in this country, but I think we're less polarized than we were because of what happened in the election. But, you're still going to hear some crazy people come out of the woodwork and say it's because we cut this or because, they're going through line by line and trying to cut waste out of the government, and that probably affected that Black Hawk helicopter, and it's just ridiculous. This all just happened, by the way. None of this can immediately take effect. All right. But people are going to come to their own ridiculous conclusions. And I'm just going to look at it and go, no, this is either a fluke accident or on the far end of the conspiracy side of things, this was intentional. Now, why would I even say that? I'm talking about the helicopter. I'm not talking about the plane. The plane was on a normal approach to the airport. All right. And so let me give you the details. You had 60 passengers and 4 crew members on the plane. You had 3 soldiers on the Black Hawk helicopter, and they were engaged in a training exercise at the time. Associated Press says it is believed that there are no survivors. They've obviously shifted from a rescue operation to a recovery operation. This is the Fire Chief John Donnelly speaking this morning, saying we don't believe there are any survivors. Now, you find out the details and it gets even more. I mean, no matter who is not surviving, the details are gruesome. You had U.S. figure skating weighing in on this, saying that there are several skaters, coaches, and their family members who were on this flight. They had been attending a development camp that followed the championships that wrapped up Sunday in Wichita, Kansas. A statement from U.S. figure skating said that we are devastated by this unspeakable tragedy and hold the victims' families closely in our hearts. 2 of those coaches were identified by the Kremlin as a Russian couple who were pairs world champions 30 years ago. So the Skating Club of Boston lists them as coaches. So the coaches originally from Russia, I don't know if they've become U.S. citizens, but they competed twice in the Olympics. So it's a lot of bad news. The International Skating Union sent a statement saying it was deeply shocked and heartbroken. So, really sad. I know people, because I talk about Jesus on this channel, you're going to get a lot of, so where was your God here? Well, why did God allow for this to happen? You don't have any answers, therefore there is no God. Okay, well, here's the thing. The only hope any of us have is Jesus. I mean, I'm hoping the passengers knew Jesus. I hope they prayed. Maybe they had an instant where they prayed and they didn't know Jesus. And, you know, we look, we're all going through this life, and we don't have all the answers. And God doesn't necessarily give us all the answers to everything that happens, because then we'd be omniscient if we had all the answers. We don't know. And my tendency is to still lean on God, and people lean on God even more in tragedies. They may shake their fist. It happened a lot in the Bible where different people from different times were, they were angry with God, or they were questioning God, and it's a normal thing. Read the Psalms, okay? Read the Psalms sometime, and you'll find out that life isn't neat and tidy and organized and predictable and explainable. In this case, this is an unexplainable tragedy. I will say this, though, from the conspiracy end of the pool, that something is up with this Black Hawk helicopter, one way or another. Could be a big deal, or it could be a smaller deal that resulted in this crash. And all we can do is, get to the truth. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of investigations, and hopefully there'll be a lot of transparency. One of the things I like about the new administration, and some people will disagree, but I think they're big on transparency. That's why a lot of documents are going to be unsealed. We might learn the truth about RFK and JFK and MLK, and that would be really good, because we shouldn't be covering things up because people can't handle the truth. We should know what our government is up to. And so I know this isn't politically correct, but I'm going to say my prayers, my earnest prayers, are with the victims and their families. That's all you can do at this point. And getting to the bottom of this, I think, is very important. Now, if you're wondering why I'm not doing a music-based video today, a lot of times, number one, as I get older and as I keep doing this, I realize that I love music and it's a cool thing to talk about. And yeah, the video over time would probably do better if I came up with a topic today and put it out there, something that people could watch 2 years from now. That is if the channel is still here. You just don't know. But, on days like today, I can't really focus on, if David Lee Roth and Sammy Hagar are in another feud, so both of them can make money if they go out on tour. I'm getting very cynical with all of that stuff. And I will, of course, continue to talk about it. Maybe later today I'll do a video, but this morning, it's when I'm recording this, I just thought that I wanted to talk about this plane crash, because we don't have a lot of plane crashes here in the United States anymore. We don't. Not commercial flights. They typically don't go down. I think you have to go back to Buffalo in 2009, where I think there was a major plane crash. And then before that, we go to planes that were hijacked. So, yeah, it doesn't happen too often. You get a lot of the smaller crashes and things like that, but commercial flights are typically very safe. That's why I think there's something wrong here. And we'll find out if I'm right or wrong. So, anyway, folks, thanks for watching. God bless everyone, and I will see you soon.